Tonight's first storyteller, Ian Lovejoy. Every year, Ian struggles to find a Christmas gift for his wife. Until one year, he's convinced he's found the perfect gift. Please welcome Ian Lovejoy and his story, Holiday Irony.
So, I'm actually a terrible gift giver. I seem to have no ability to pick out a good gift for anyone ever. But fortunately, my wife CJ is a great gift giver. So every year around the holidays, she picks out the gifts for everyone on our list. It's a great arrangement. Except the one gift she can't pick out is her own Christmas gift. So every year I have kind of a miniature nervous breakdown trying to figure out a good gift to get CJ for Christmas. Except one year I get really lucky. I just happened to overhear her talking on the phone, saying to her friend, yeah, well, mine is a total piece of junk. Geez, I just hate it. But it seems like a waste of money to buy another one now. And then a couple days later, a friend of mine mentions that she's bought herself a really nice one of these. And it was expensive, yes, but it was the best money she'd ever spent. So these two conversations happening one right after the other, I think to myself, is this what it feels like to actually have a good gift idea for someone? And as a special bonus, this is not something that CJ would ever think I could pick out on my own. So it's guaranteed to be a great surprise. So anyways, to make it a surprise, I have it shipped to my office, of course. And when you have one of these in your cube, there's just no way you can hide it. Because it's an ironing board. That's right. That was my brilliant idea, was to give my wife an ironing board for Christmas. And it turns out when you have an ironing board clearly sitting in your cubicle, all your coworkers feel totally free to make comments about it. So someone would walk into my cube and say, hey, Ian, I need to talk to you about, what is that, an ironing board? And I'd be full of pride and I would say, yes, it's CJ's Christmas gift. No, really? Yeah, it's a really nice one. It was expensive. It's a great gift. Yeah, but you can't give your wife an ironing board for Christmas. So anyways, this basic conversation repeats itself over and over, and I actually get kind of well known within my company, not for doing a good job, but as ironing board guy. So I know how this looks. I actually didn't realize how it was gonna look until my entire company started making fun of me, but then I'm starting to get a clue about how it looks, but I'm still determined because I think in my case, this is actually a fantastic gift. It doesn't matter how it looks. So anyways, one evening after I'm 100% sure all my coworkers have left for the day, I decide I want to take a look at this thing. So I take it out of its bag, and it is freaking beautiful. It's extra wide, it's got these elegant curved legs, the cover is made out of this really high quality material. It opens and closes so smoothly. It even has this little extra shelf you can put your iron on, and best of all, it's really, really stable. I am so happy. But there's a problem. It's scuffed on one side. And so I think to myself, I can't give CJ a scuffed ironing board for Christmas. So I call up the company and I demand that they overnight me another ironing board. And furthermore, I tell them, I am not going to ship the old one back to you until I get the replacement. So now there's 2 ironing boards in my cube, and you can imagine the kind of comments I'm getting from my coworkers. So a couple days later, a friend of mine sort of gets wind of what's going on. She stops by my cube, and I see her glance over at the ironing boards, and she kind of gives them a nod like, but to my relief, she doesn't say anything about them. Instead, she just says, can I talk to you in the conference room for a minute? And So we go to the conference room, but as soon as the door closes, she says, "Look, you can't get your wife an ironing board for Christmas." And I think to myself, oh no, not you too, but I can see she's really concerned about my well-being. She's not just making fun of me. So I open up and I tell her the whole backstory about how I'm becoming this more considerate person and a great gift giver, and like all the other reasons why this is actually a fantastic gift idea. But she's not having any of it. So we keep going back and forth until finally she's had enough. And she says, "Listen, you stupid fuck, I'm trying to tell you as your friend, you cannot give your wife an ironing board for Christmas." And all of a sudden it hits me. She's right. They were all right all along. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You just can't give your wife an ironing board for Christmas. My entire plan is collapsing, and I am so crushed. And she sees how crushed I am, and then she says, "Just give it to her as an any day gift," or something like that. So all of a sudden I think, an any day gift? I start to get excited again. So the next morning, I say to myself, today is any day. And I happen to know that CJ won't be home around lunchtime. So I pick up my ironing board, load it into my car, drive home, swap it out for the old ironing board, and I hang a little card on it and write a note inside, head back to the office and wait. CJ gets home, finds the new ironing board and calls me up and says, "Thank you so much. That was so thoughtful. I love it." And I of course say, like, "You're so welcome. I'm glad you like it." But as a special bonus, it comes with this funny story. And then I tell her the whole story I just told you. And but as I'm telling her the story, she's for some reason I'm not getting the reaction that I expect. She's not laughing when I expect her to. And so I get to the end of the story, and I say, and that's it. Isn't that a funny story? And she says, "You had it right the first time. That would have made a great Christmas gift." And as you can imagine, after everything I had been through, nothing could have made me happier.